My wife passed away, leaving me a single father to young twins. My parents denied all support, yet my in-laws took us in. Can you imagine standing at your wife's grave, utterly broken, holding your two small children, and realizing your own family, your flesh and blood, has completely abandoned you? But here's the twist. The people who stepped up, who literally saved us, were her parents, the ones my own family never approved of. Those were the darkest days of my life, but they forged me, turning my grief into a quiet, simmering resolve for a reckoning I never saw coming. My name is Barrett Winslow. I'm 33 now, living in this peaceful, rural part of Kentucky. You know, where the fields just stretch on forever and the sound of horses neighing greets you every morning. I'm not anyone special, just a farmer working at a horse ranch owned by this genuinely kind old man, Harvey. My job? To care for his purebreds with everything I've got. Life before all this was simple. It was full of joy with my gentle wife Courtney and our adorable twins, Noah and Nora. Our little home wasn't wealthy, but it was always bursting with laughter and warmth. Then, just like a sudden, violent storm sweeping across those quiet fields, my world flipped upside down. Courtney, my light, she left this world. The pain was indescribable, and our kids were too young to even grasp what they'd lost. I still remember that day so vividly. The doctor called me into the room, his voice low, heavy. Courtney lay there, so frail, but her eyes, they were still bright. She held my hand, whispering how much she loved me, loved Noah, loved Nora, and that I had to be strong for our children. I just nodded, tears streaming down my face. Inside, something just shattered. That cruel cancer took her from me mere months after the diagnosis. It was so fast, I didn't even have time to prepare. Courtney passed on a drizzly afternoon, leaving me standing silently by the hospital window, staring out at a gray sky that perfectly mirrored the emptiness in my heart. Courtney's funeral was simple, just like her. We held it at a small church on the outskirts of town, the same one where we'd once held hands and promised each other forever. Noah and Nora, only 5 years old, clung tightly to my hands, their innocent eyes not yet truly grasping the pain. They wore those little green woolen outfits Courtney had knitted herself. Nora looked up at me, her voice so small. "Where's Mommy, Daddy? Will she come back?" I could only hold them close, desperately trying to hide my own tears. In that quiet church, I felt the presence of loved ones. But I also felt a cold distance I'll never forget. My in-laws, Leonard and Frances Fletcher, they were there early. They stood by my side, their shoulders trembling with grief. Frances hugged Noah and Nora so tightly, tears streaming down her wrinkled cheeks. Leonard, a man of few words, just placed his hand on my shoulder, squeezing gently, as if to transfer his strength. They didn't say much, but their eyes. They held boundless love for Courtney, for me, and for their 2 little grandchildren. That genuine sincerity, it warmed my full story video added in below.